Hey everyone, Ryan here. Thanks for clicking on my video. I hope you'll take the time to watch it. I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to give try to give a very thorough interview of the Bitconnect program and what it can do for you, how you can invest money, and what it can do, how you can get your money to work for you, so that you can take as little as $100 and within 2 years give yourself a $200,000 income. I know that's kind of crazy to hear, but I'm going to show you exactly how that's possible with this program. And it really doesn't take much. The biggest step is just simply getting started. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, and watch my videos because I have a lot of other information. I've been doing BitConnect for about 35 days so far. Um, and it's been amazing. It's been everything that I expected it to be, and and even more than that. And so I want to show you kind of what's going on and how it all works. But if you're not familiar with the BitConnect program or the Bitcoin world, you may want to watch some videos and kind of get an understanding of how it works. It's an intangible currency. It's an online currency that's strictly peer to peer. So there's no CEOs, there's no huge buildings and banks and managers and employees that have to be paid. So um, a lot of benefits to this type of currency, but it is a whole new world. So take a little time to understand what it is, if you're interested in that. But what I'm going to tell you today um, is a very simple program. This BitConnect program is associated with Bitcoin. And it will be extremely profitable for you. So let me show you what's going on. So when you first start, you'll need to have some Bitcoin. The minimum, and what we're doing here is we're lending out this BitConnect token. We buy BitConnect with Bitcoin, and then we lend it out, and it gives us US dollars, which you can see right here, every single day, based on the interest that it accumulates. So when we push, one thing I want to real quickly, not at it yet, but I'm going to talk to you today about compound interest, and I'm going to show you a spreadsheet that I developed, that is very easy to follow and understand. You can plug your own numbers and just play with it. But I want to start off just a quick overview. So a lot of you probably know this, but let me just real quickly go through it. Once you get money into the system, your $100 is the minimum. You can see here the different tiers, $100 to $1,000, $1,010 to $5,000. If you do this tier, you get a guaranteed 0.1% interest every day. If you do 5,010 to 10,000, you get a guaranteed 0.2% interest every day. And if you do 10,010 to 100,000 loan, you get 0.25% interest guaranteed every day. Each one of these dollar amounts also has a capital release or a term of your loan. And so if you invest, let's just say $100, you'll be able to get that $100 back after 299 days. So this right here, this part of it, this eliminates any risk. And so so that I just want to give you a brief overview. When you have your money in here, you can buy $100, like I said, is the minimum, and it tells you right here exactly what that's worth, 1.82 BitConnect coins. They get that number from the current value of BitConnect, which you can see right up here. It's currently 55. Let me refresh this. It might be a little different now. $54.90. So that's where they're getting that number from. But $100 you just invested in there, and then you get it to work for you. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today, how it works for you. So I made this. Well, let me first preface this with the very wise Albert Einstein. One of his famous quotes is about compound interest. He calls it the eighth wonder of the world. And he who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. We are going to try to understand it today because it can be very valuable, and if you're like me, you want to earn it, not pay it. So let me show you the spreadsheet. There's a lot of spreadsheets out there that people have made. I really tried to develop mine, and I kind of combined several people's along with my own, and put in my own calculations just to make it much more user friendly and so you can understand it. So here's what we have. um, we're going to change this. So you can start with whatever amount you want. Um, the most people that are watching this are probably going to be able to do $100. Some of you are going to be able to do $1,000. Some of you even more. But let's start small, and we'll start here with $100. Let me enter that. You can see all the numbers are going to change as I change these things. The average interest rate. This is very important because I have 0.8. 0.8 is very conservative. I don't know if I need to be that conservative. That's the lowest that I've ever seen it go as far as an average. But if you look here, there's this volatility software. It tells you what the last 5 days of interest paid. You had 0.99, a zero. A zero is going to happen every once in a while. 0.82, a big one, 1.72, 0.95 is going to pay out today, and 0.98 will pay out tomorrow. So, but you can see right here, the last 30-day average is 0.99, so almost 1%. Again, I don't like to be, I do like to be conservative with my money. I don't want to say here that the average is going to be 1.5 because that wouldn't be realistic. So, but let's say just 0.9. 0.9 is a good conservative number. And so this is what it does for us. We put our $100 in. Each day it's going to, again, this is an average. Some days are going to be a little less. Some days might be 0.5. Some days might be 1.5. But at the end of it all, it looks like for the last at least 30 days, and as long as I've been doing this, it's been right around this mark. So we're just going to say that each day is going to average 0.9% interest paid. So on our $100 that we invested, day one, we get 90 cents. Day two, we get 90 cents again, and it adds in. Now we have $1.80 in our lending wallet. Day three, 90 cents. Now we have 270. So this is going to continue to accumulate. And then, so here's the key to compounding interest. It is the reinvestment. The reinvestment is so critical to this entire program, and it's the easiest thing in the world to do. But if you don't reinvest, you're not going to have you're not going to hit your financial goals with this program. So let me show you what happens when you reinvest. The minimum reinvestment you can do. So you're getting paid out a little bit every single day. It adds up to, once it hits over this $10 mark, you can reinvest $10. So the reinvestments have to come in multiples of 10. And just so you know what's going on with my spreadsheet here, $10.80 is what you would accumulate after day 12. We invest $10 of that. We have 80 cents left over. So I threw that over here. We're going to add that 80 cents back to the next day's payout of 99. So now we reinvested that $10 now, instead of just having $100 in our lending being lended out. We're now getting paid off $110. That's a very important factor with this whole thing. It's important to understand that this is right here is where the money gets very big very fast. And so we take the change left over, we add it to our next day's payout. Now we have $1.79, and then we continue. Now we're getting 0.9% off $110. And then, first time it took us 12 days to get that first reinvestment. Now it took us, 10 more days to get the next reinvestment. But now we have $10 reinvested. Now we're getting paid off $120 each day. So the amount of days, as you saw, the first time was about 12 days. It gets smaller and smaller the more we go, because, right here you can see day 82 roughly. We've doubled our money already. We have 100. Started with 100. Now we have 200. We're getting paid $1.80 a day on average. And look, it's only taken us about 4 or 5 or whatever 5 or 6 days to get that next $10. Well, this will continue to decrease as we go. Right here, we're at day 128, so that's a little bit over 4 months. We have $300 invested, and that's paying us about $270 a day. And now look here, 3 days before we can reinvest. And again, it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Here's 6 months, 180 days. We have $470 in here right now, and paying out about $4 a day. Now look at this, almost every other day we're able to make that reinvestment. Again, just as a reminder, here we have $14.94. we can't reinvest that entire thing. We have to do multiples of 10. So we reinvest $10 and we keep the change. So the change is $4.94. We add that to our next daily payout, and now we're at $9.98, so almost $10. But again, we have to wait till that goes over. Now we have a double day. Now we have a consecutive day that we're able to reinvest that $10. And again, these just get closer and closer. Eventually, you'll see here. Okay, here we go. So by day 262, we are able to make an investment of $10 every single day. But look what happens. Now we're doubling up. Now we're making $11 a day, and with the change left over from the previous day, we have $20 in one day. We're able to make that reinvestment of $20. I'm just going to keep going here. So 299 days. This is the term length on a $100 investment. You can pull your $100 out if you just don't like how this program works, or maybe you just don't have the time to even watch it or do anything with it. So you take your $100 and get on down the road, or you can leave it in and just watch the money continue growing. At day 299, you're going to have about $1,370 invested, which is going to pay you out about $12 a day. Again, we're still $10. Every chance we get to reinvest, we want to reinvest. But you see how the $20 are coming more and more frequent, almost every other day. Soon they're going to turn into every single day. This is beautiful. I tried to color coordinate it. I got a little carried away with some of my colors here, so bear with me. Here's a big day here. Day 365, so 1 year. If you start this today, 1 year from today, you will have turned your $100 investment into almost $2,500, which is going to pay out roughly, on average, $22 a day, and you're just continuing to reinvest. Now look what we're doing. Now we have triple. Now we're making enough money to make $30 reinvestments, and see how long that took us to get to all 20s. Look how fast it allows us to get to all 30s. We're only 4 days and we're already pushing 30 almost every day. Look how fast that happens. This is called compounding interest. Exponential growth is another kind of term for it. And I'll show you a graph of this in a minute. But look at that, $30. Now we're hitting 40 already. 40. By day 400, we're very close to hitting $40 a day. We've got over $3,000 invested, and this $40 just comes quicker and quicker. Now we're 40 every day. I didn't change the color at 50s, but you can see the 50s here. They jump right in and they go fast. Boom, we're already out to $50 a day, very consistently. This is 15 months, so 1 year and 3 months. We have over $5,000 invested now. It's paying out roughly $50 a day. I highlighted the yellow here. That's when we hit $50 a day. That's a good benchmark. $50 extra a day is a lot of money to be able to play with. So, but we're reinvesting that $50 every single day. I do want to make a point here. You'll see some of these numbers on the side. I'm going to try to explain all these, but at any point, let's just start right here. You're making $50 a day. You have $5,600 invested at a 0.9% average interest rate. If you decide to just cash this out from this point on, you never reinvest, never do any of this any longer. You just put this money in your pocket or in your bank account. At the end of the year, at the end of the next 365 days, you will have over $18,000 extra in your bank account. By earning $50 a day. The math on that's easy. It's $50 times 365 days, over $18,000. So, but let's keep going. If you're like me, you don't want to stop there. Let's keep going. Here's $60 a day at day 476. We're making reinvestments of $70, $80 every single day. Here, boom, we hit a $100 a day payout. At 0.9% interest, this gives us we have $11,000 invested at 0.9% interest. We're getting paid $100 a day. That's an extra $36,000 a year that this is pulling in, all because of our initial $100 investment. 18 months, so 1.5 years. Really isn't that far away. And so you're going to be, if you're watching this and you're going to be thinking, man, gosh, I wish I would have started this 1.5 years ago. Because look at this, you have $12,000 invested. It's bringing in $111 a day, which if you started to cash out at this point, you'd have an extra $40,000 every year. We're just going to keep going because I know, like, if you're like me, you don't want to stop. Let's see. Here's $200 a day. Now at day 610, you have $22,000 invested at 9.9% interest. You're making roughly, on average, $200 a day. There's your annual income. At that point, if you just decide to stop and cash this out every single day from that point forward, you're going to be bringing in $73,000 extra dollars a day. I'm just going to keep this going because I know you're all kind of looking to see what's going to happen at the end of 2 years. So 2 years is 730 days. We've reinvested every single dollar that we've brought in. We now have $65,000 being lended out. At this point, you know what? Everybody's different, but let's go ahead and cash out. Let's leave this 65,000 in there, but let's cash out each of these interest payments. About $587 a day. If we cash out that $587 every single day from this point forward, each year we're going to be making $214,000. That's crazy. One thing to keep in mind, and I'm going to show you this real quick, is this curve, okay? This curve is very critical to this entire program because, as you can see, day one is way back here, where we invested $100. Not much going on there. This goes up slowly, but look at this. We're all the way out here. This is, we get to 1,000. This is day 265. And we've got $1,000 invested, and really we haven't seen much growth. So if you're like me, you're probably a little bit impatient when you see this opportunity to be bringing in $200,000. Gosh, look how many I could skip. If I started with $1,000 in this investment, I could skip 265 days of this entire thing and start right here, and then it just exponentially grows. I mean, it grows so fast. Let me show you real quick. At the end of this 2-year cycle, I kind of highlighted a couple numbers here. So at day 719, we're making $532 a day. If you multiply that by 365, that's $194,000. And only 11 days later, because we reinvest all these amounts, we go from $194,000 up to $214,000 in a year. So that's a $20,000 jump in only 11 days. So imagine what would happen if you continued this going on another 11 days. You'd increase this by another 20 or 30,000. So that's what Einstein's talking about. That's why this is the eighth wonder of the world, because it will do wonders for your money. It allows your money to work for you. And I'm sorry this video is going kind of long. Stuff gets me excited. I did the color purple down here because purple is the color of royalty, and once you're making this much money and really not even having to work for it, you're just letting the program work itself for you. You're gonna feel like royalty, and know that you could just, hey, cash all these days out, but then and reinvest a couple more, and this number is just gonna climb through the roof even faster. So I just figured I'd go to there. As you can see, at this point, if you're making over $200,000 a year, I mean, just the money just kind of gets stupid, and you're buying things, you're living a lifestyle that you probably never dreamed you would live. You're retiring, you're quitting your job, all these things. Whatever it is, you're paying for you're setting your kids up for success with financially. You're doing all kinds of stuff. You're investing in other things and using this money wisely. But let me show you something real quick here, because I know I talked about it a little bit already. But let's just say you decide to skip those first 265 days and just start with $1,000. Um, Man, look how fast this happens. We're investing right off the bat. 10 bucks, 10 bucks. Look at that. Look how quick that happens. Um, so kind of that, you know, that goal for us now, you're hitting that same, what was it? Oops. That $200,000 mark. Instead of waiting 730 days, you're only having to wait about 460 days. Because you started with what $1,000. That's so 730. Let's see here, 730 minus 460. You've cut out, well, I already told you that, about 265, 270 days, simply by upping your original investment. Okay, so this just keeps getting better. So bear with me here, but this part won't take too long. There obviously is a referral program on this, and I would love for you, if you haven't already, to sign up for with my link in the description. If you sign up, I will send you a copy of this spreadsheet so you can play with it yourself, and I will also send you $5 worth of Bitcoin. Why is the referral part so important? Because you can speed this process. Again, let's start with $100. We're going to be conservative here. You can speed up this process so fast by referring others to this program. So you don't have to, which is what I just showed you. I'm not talking about any referral bonuses, but here, if you show somebody that, hey, if you put in $100 first, and sorry, my little screens. Let me move this a little bit. You're going to get 7% of this $100, and that's $7 to you, straight to your pocket that you can reinvest. But every time your buddy or the person under you reinvests $10, you're going to get 7%, which is 70 cents. And they're going to continue doing this exact same thing that you're doing, but now you're making this extra money alongside of this daily interest money. And I don't have all these numbers accumulated, but I just want to show you what it does. Again, we're just going to look at the 2-year mark, how much money referral. If you get one referral doing this exact same thing as you, at the end of 730 days, you will now have earned $4,600 in your one referral's commission percentage. So you can see when they're down here and investing $530, you're getting 7% of that, which is $37. And you add all that together at the end. So not only are you got this, but you've got an extra $4,600 that you could be reinvesting all through the process, just speeding up this entire thing. So imagine getting one person to do that. Imagine getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 people doing that. You can see where the opportunity lies. One last thing, and then I'll stop boring you to death here. But so I just want to show you. I want to put some real numbers with this. Sorry, but the 30-day average right now is actually 0.99. Okay, it's not 0.9, it's 0.99. And what I mentioned also was there are some guarantees. There are some guaranteed numbers. So let's just say, for example, you're willing and able to put in $1,010. So you get that extra 0.1% added to the average of 0.99. So let's play with that real quick and just see what that can do for you. So we have $1,010, and we're going to change this to, it's 0.99, but we're going to add 0.1 to it. So it's actually 1.09. I think my math is right on that. Yes, it is. Okay. And so now look what happens. Did it not do that for me? I don't think it did. Oh, wait. Okay. There we go. Look at this. So $1,000 and the interest rate, we got that little bonus in there along with it. Look how fast this money adds up. Let me go to 9. We're already making huge investments super fast. At 90 days, we've turned that $1,000 into $200 or $2,640. $1,000. Just keep it going. At 6 months, we've now turned that into $7,000. I just want to show you kind of how long it takes to get to this $200,000 mark. 365 days, and you're making $200,000 a year because your invested amount is bringing in $566. Let me throw one more number at you. And if you do $2,000, if you do a $2,000 loan under me, I will send you $100 worth of Bitcoin just for doing it. I know you're making a good investment. You're sacrificing that money and getting it started. So I know that's not always easy. So let me try to pay you back by giving you an extra $100. But if you get it signed up under me, invest 2,000, I will happily send you $100. Look at what this does. So $2,000, again, we have that bonus 0.1% and the 0.99, which is the current 30-day average. Look how fast this works. You're making $50 a day within the first 3 months. We're just going to keep it going. At 6 months, you got almost $14,000 invested, making $150 a day. I could sure use an extra $150 a day. That'd be pretty nice. But look at this. Look at this. At day 235, we are at $100,000. We are making $274 a day, which if you stop at that point and just cash out from that point on, you will be paying yourself $100,000 a year. But let's keep going. We saw that 1,010 takes about 365 days to get to that 200,000 mark, or 550 a day. With $2,000 investment, it's only going to take you 300 days. You're making $550 a day, and if you start cashing out at that point every single day, you're bringing in $200,000 a year. So again, this stuff gets me excited. I hope it does you too, because like I said, at the very least, put in $100. If you can do more, you're going to speed up the whole curve, like I showed you on this graph down here. But at the very least, get started. Get started on this fast. Don't let another day go by. I have some calculation errors in here, but we'll get it all fixed. There we go. You want to be up here on this curve. You don't want to be down here for too long. Getting referrals is going to help you speed this process. If $100 is all you can start with, getting referrals is going to help move this along faster. So all kinds of opportunity here. Please comment with any questions. Like my video if you do, and I hope you'll get started. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.